Everyone, Susan Storm here, and today I want to talk about whether or not you are an ISTJ or an ISFJ personality type. Sometimes people feel a little unsure about which type fits them best, so we're going to dive into that a little bit right now with just a few quick signs that you are one type or the other. I'm a certified MBTI practitioner with over 10 years of experience and the founder of a website called psychologyjunkie.com, where I've written over 1,000 articles about the 16 Myers-Briggs personality types. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So ISTJs and ISFJs, what's the difference? They both seek stability and security. They're both very detail-oriented people. They tend to be very responsible. Here's where the differences show up. If you are an ISTJ, when you're trying to make a decision, the first thing you're going to look at is the logic, the pros and cons, the cause and effect, the metrics, the return on investment. You're very focused on what's going to provide the best outcome logically. If you're an ISFJ, the first thing you're going to focus on is how people are going to be emotionally impacted. How are people going to feel? How is this decision going to help or hurt other people? Now, if you're an ISTJ, this doesn't mean you don't care about how other people feel or you don't ever think about it. But the first thing you're going to think about is the metrics, the return on investment, the pros and cons, the cause and effect. Whereas if you're an ISFJ, you're very much focused on the emotional interplay and the emotional dynamics of the people involved. Another difference between ISTJ and ISFJ is ISTJs tend to need to talk out their logic. They need to organize and control the world around them to make their objectives easier to reach. When ISTJs think out loud, they're often thinking through the plan, the outline, the goal. These are the kinds of things that they're going to talk through out loud. They might diagram these things. They might brainstorm ideas to reach the best possible solution, but they're also very interested in their overall strategy, managing logistics. Whereas ISFJs, when they are talking out loud, they tend to be talking about how other people are feeling, how other people are being affected. They might be talking about their emotional experience and trying to work through that. They might be trying to emotionally support people or get emotional support or talk through their feelings so that they can understand them. When it comes to logic, ISFJs are more internal about it. They're more concerned with understanding in their own mind how something works. Number 3, ISFJs tend to need to talk out their feelings in order to understand them. It really helps them to be able to bounce their thoughts and ideas off of other people so that someone else can say, yes, what you're feeling makes sense. I understand what you're feeling, or I relate to what you're feeling. ISFJs often understand their emotions better when they've had a chance to externalize them. That's because they use a process called extroverted feeling. Even though they're introverts, ISFJs need to extrovert or convey their feeling externally in some way in order to make the most sense of it, in order to figure out what to do with their feelings. ISTJs tend to internalize their feelings. They're very private people. They don't necessarily feel a compulsion to talk about their feelings. They use a process called introverted feeling. And so, yes, even though they're thinking types, they do use feeling. ISTJs tend to have very private inner emotions, and it's more important for them to make sense of it themselves than it is for them to express it to anyone else. In fact, often the process of expressing their feelings feels really exhausting and tiring to them. So these are just a few differences between IS and ISFJs. I hope this has been helpful. Leave any questions you have in the comments. If you would like some help figuring out your best fit personality type, go ahead and book a session with me. I will leave a link in the description. I've been helping people figure out their personality type for 10 years, and it's my favorite part of my job, so I would love to sit down with you and help you find your best fit personality type. As always, like and subscribe for more videos like this, and I will talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.